Hello and welcome back to Mediocre Gaming with your host, the Incompetent Commentator, me. So this is my 100th video that I'm going to be putting up on YouTube. And to make it special, I'm just going to do a whole lot of replays. Starting with this one, where I'm driving the mighty Matilda. Down here at Tier 4. Not very quick, the Matilda. But lots of fun nonetheless. Yeah, I've got a bunch of games lined up. One of them isn't even actually a game I played. My brother had a really good game recently, so I'm going to use that kind of cap the video at the end. So look forward to that, and if you want to get his opinion on that video, I'll link his channel in the video description, because I don't like annotations, so I'm not going to have like a little click here to will watch thing. It'll be in the description. So, first encounter, Panzer 5.4, Panzer 3.4. He's dealt with. I took 100 damage from him, and he took something from me. I'm not sure. Next up, the Ram 2. Missed the first shot. Doesn't matter, because this gun reloads in less than 2 seconds. So you just keep firing. He's not paying attention to me, so I can just keep unloading and artillery finish him off. Excellent. And we're gonna just keep moving. That's what you have to do when you're in a really slow tank, is you just keep moving. So what's around this corner? Apparently not much. Nobody's killed the DW2 there. So we'll just drive around here and... Oh! T-14. Shot into you and... Oh, that one bounced. That one didn't. That one didn't. That one killed him. So, how about that? And moving forward again. Very important to keep moving when you're this slow, and they have an artillery as accurate as a birch gun. Although it's really not very long range, and he's probably not close enough to do anything to us. Or am I thinking of a different one? No, the birch gun's Tier 4, yeah. I didn't like it very much. I also don't like the Bishop very much at Tier 5. And I haven't played it in months. Literally months. I don't think I'm actually going to end up grinding down that line. It's just too painful. Yeah, so the Matilda, very fast-firing gun, very good armor. You can make it even more insane if you're willing to spend 3 or 4 times the amount the tank is worth on it, like I did. And I have improved ventilation, enhanced gun lane drive, so you get the aim time really, really low, and a gun rammer. Yeah, I put a gun rammer on here. I've probably mentioned that before, but it makes the reload really fast, and I don't even have 100% crew on here, so it's just getting faster every time I play. Not monumentally fast, but still getting faster. Even though the tank doesn't. It's still very slow. Slow, well protected, and with a fantastic gun. In 121 penetration and 55 damage. That sounds like really low damage, but you're putting out 55 damage every 2 seconds. And it's quite accurate. And with 121 millimeters penetration, even if it wasn't accurate at Tier 4, and even in Tier 5 games, you're going to be able to just punch through whatever you're looking at a lot of the time. So the DPM, and the effective DPM, because you can get a lot of the low-tier derp guns, like the little 75 howitzers, have amazing potential DPM, but due to really shitty armor-piercing rounds, they don't ever achieve it. This thing will. This thing will achieve that damage per minute. It is incredibly effective at doing that. So I'm just coming over here to spot the artillery. And there he is. Don't have to see much of him. There's the gun shield. We just gotta hit him a few times. He hits us with a high explosive round, but due to the thick armor, he only does 69 damage. Alright, that's another tank down. And that KV-1 I'm never gonna see. And he just went down. Yeah, so 3 kills so far. Well, battle's done. 3 kills. And if you just hold still for a little bit, I will have the after battle results for you as well, because I actually saved them this time. It's not often, but it does happen. Alright, so here's the after battle results for that game in the Matilda, where I got the 2nd class mastery badge. I think that's duelist? I can't remember. And fire for effect. I get a lot of those, which is probably a good thing. Here you can see top of the list for experience earned and for damage done. 829 damage, tier 4 in a tier 5 game. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And the good results, the stuff you want to look at. 26 shots fired, 21 hits, 16 penetrated, so that's 5 shots that bounced. And 5 shots I missed. So 10 shots that weren't effective, and I still did 829 damage. I took 2 hits, both of them did damage. So I didn't really get to use the armor too much in this game, but not a lot of people were interested in the little tier 4, which can work to your advantage when you're in a higher tier game. And with a premium account, I earned just under 20,000 take-home cash, and just over, like 2012. I got 2 years ago XP, which was, well, straight to the crew. In case anybody hasn't noticed, I got past the Matilda a little while ago. So my next game is actually going to be the Churchill. At least I think it was the Churchill. I can't remember now. Let's go find out. Alright. Was the Churchill. Churchill Mark 7 to be specific. Yes, here on Runeberg. And there's a couple things of note I'd like to point out in this game, and I'll mention them when they happen, but I have some issues with packet loss, courtesy of Wargaming. And I do something here pretty early on that might look like a douche move, and I'd like to take this opportunity to explain what I was doing and why. One of the strong points of this tank is its frontal armor. It has lots of frontal armor, but by the time you get to tier 6, 150 millimeters of armor, which is what this thing carries, is starting to become less effective. You're starting to get guns at tiers 5 and 6 that can start to do that kind of penetration.
Let's find another target.
And the M6, the 90mm, is one of them. And I'm going to take a hit here. 258 damage, straight through some of the thicker armor tank, which I don't quite like. Pulling up alongside the T150 to see if I can get a shot at the M7. And I do. Managed to secure the kill. Now the T150, they're driving beside me. I dive in front of him. I wasn't trying to cut off the T150. In fact, I'd much rather he went ahead, but I just wanted to get out of the way of the M6's gun. And there we go. Bouncing shots because I'm now angled effectively to the M6. And now the 3 of us here, BK, T150, and myself, are going to put the hurt on everything around this corner. And, oh, there's even an AT2 over there as well. So, set the M6 on fire, T150 finishes him. Now there's Matilda 4, which is the Russian premium Matilda, and M6 and a Jackson. And, well, this is where things are going to start getting a little bit more interesting here. And we're all just jumping back and forth, taking shots, blowing things to pieces. And that shot went absolutely nowhere useful. Now it's around here that I have my thank you wargaming moment while trying to deal with this M6. You're gonna see it right up there. It's hard to see it in the replay here. And yes, I did hit the VK in the back of the turret. What you can't see is that I pulled the trigger, and I was hoping it would show up here, but it didn't. I pulled the trigger, and the game registered it, the whole aiming reticle, everything went red, it said I'd fired, a full 1/5 of a second before the VK was in front of my gun. And I was hoping it was going to show up in the replay, because the replays are usually good about showing off your lag issues, and it didn't really. But yeah, so I had pulled the trigger with the aiming reticle completely in the clear, and sat terrified as the VK just drove further and further before my shell actually went anywhere. And I felt terrible about that. And what happens with me is if I accidentally team damage someone, I feel the need to be very, very reckless and kill as much as possible and do as much damage as possible while putting myself at as much risk as possible to try and make up for it. Which probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'm now up to 4 kills. This Jackson is number 5. And yeah, I think I more than made up for the one accidental shot that I put into that VK. Battle's almost over, they got 2 tanks left. Someone was saying over this way, so driving this way, and hello, there's the artillery. Now let's make sure these count. And artillery dead. That's 6 kills for a Top Gun. And there's a Panzer III-4, which I'm not going to get to on time because there are other tanks, T-150 and the BDR, that are going to be taking shots at it before I even get there. So that's pretty much it for me. But there's more to come for you. Just hang on. Alright. Here I am in the Cromwell Tier 6 British medium tank that I'm starting to not hate. When I first got it, I was expecting it to be all sorts of crazy awesome because I'd heard such good things from people who were really good with the Cromwell. And watching people who are really good with a tank isn't a bad thing, unless you let it give you the impression that the tank is just good and the player isn't just superb. So that was my problem with this, is I watched a lot of really good players play the Cromwell and I was like, oh, it's going to be awesome. And I wasn't quite as good in it as they were. So after a few agonizing games with the crappier guns, I've got the Top Gun unlocked. It's fully upgraded. I think all I'm doing now is just grinding up the Comet. And that'll be that. But I'm starting to like it a bit more now that it's fully upgraded. It's, you know, stock tank is never going to perform like a final tank. Not a lot of people have amazing games in their tanks when they're stock. Should have expected it to not be that great, but regardless, I really enjoyed this game. I think I did rather well. I wasn't the best one on the team, but I feel like I had a, if not quantifiable, impact on the game, at least a visible impact. I don't know if this is making much sense. At first, I'm up here with a bunch of the other medium tanks and light tanks doing the island run here on mines, and I noticed that we have absolutely nothing in the middle of the map, so I start heading back this way, and I don't want to just spend time hiding around a rock shooting at things, so I make all the way down here to try and get into a slightly stronger position to defend this side of the map in case anybody on the hill were to come down out of it. And I get here, look at the map, look at what's going on. I don't see anyone moving this way, and I think to myself, okay, let's get up the hill. So that's what I do here. I just drive across the field. There's Cromwell up there. Take a shot at him. Don't hit him. He doesn't turn to fire at me. Get into cover. Quick pop out to see if he's going to be interested. He's not. Alright, let's move up. And here we're sitting at 8-5. We're winning. We've got control of the base area, which is good. And now it's 10-5. into 6. Now we just lost somebody. But now I've made it up onto the hill. It is now not purely their territory, and controlling the hill, even when you're outnumbered, can be very useful on this map. So getting up here was probably quite useful. And here's an M4A3E2, who turns out, after looking at the results after the game, turns out he was the best player on the enemy team, at least in this fight. Maybe statistically he just got lucky in this game, but or didn't. I don't know.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Having some trouble. I get my tracks up. Managed to dodge the shot there.
Enemy armor is
And it's
target acquired.
a little bit of
Penetrate their
ring around the rosy here. A little bit of a circle jerk.
box is damaged.
And at first it was just keep the rock between us, hit him when you can. But here you can see he's having trouble keeping the gun
Penetration.
pointed at me. And I'm using it. And he's dead. And while I was busy killing that one tank, from mostly full health, the rest of the team has managed to kill off everyone else with only one other person going down. So did I really make a big impact on this game? I don't know. It felt like getting up here was an important thing to do. If you agree, let me know. If you think I should have been doing something different, let me know. As long as you can phrase it nicely, of course. And here I take a hit from over in that area. And I highlight it on the map because there's one tank left. No one's interested in capping at this point. Not when you outnumber them 7, 8 to 1. Yeah. Oh, no. We've got one guy who's interested in capping. Who is he? Chaffee. A full health Chaffee. Oh, he's even asking in chat. No cap? No, we're gonna kill him. So he's like, okay. And now we have the M5 Stewart is capping. And while it is entirely possible for one tank to turn this around and make a win, it's not very likely. So, we know he's down here. I'm rushing in to try and get that last shot on him. There he is. Full speed. Down to 11 health. I fire. Make the kill. And finish the game. But you're not done yet. At least if you've watched this far, you're not done yet. If you want to watch the rest of the video, you're not done yet. You could be done whenever you want. But I have more to come. Alright. So, this game's going to be a little bit different than what I normally put up here. Normally I'm putting up games where I score lots of kills and damage and that sort of stuff. This one was different. I was still important to the game, but not because I was particularly effective at killing things. And I think this is really important for people to know about and to understand for when they're bottom tier. You can see here, tier 9 tank, tier 10 fight, but the only tier 8s are light tanks, and tier 8 light tanks get tier 9 matchmaking. So this is a tier 9 and 10 game. This is top battle tier. This is as bad as it gets. And this is as bad as it gets for the Leopard prototype. I mean, they've got lots of medium tanks that can beat the turd out of me, because the reload on this 105 is terrible for a tier 9 medium tank. It's a good gun, but terrible reload. But even if you're driving a tier 3 in a tier 5 game, right, this is a similar sort of situation for a tier 9. And I'm not going to be putting in a lot of effective shots at all here. There's a T95, no real good shot. Try anyways, does nothing. The important thing in this game isn't that I was making tons of shots and killing things, because I wasn't. The important thing is, while I wasn't particularly effective, I was still important. Every tank on the team is important. And that's very important to remember, especially when you're in bottom tier, is to stay alive. And that's something that a lot of new players don't fully understand. Anybody who's come over from playing games like Call of Duty, where they get the respawns and they don't think too much about it, possibly. They're not necessarily going to get this, but it's an important concept. More so at the higher tiers than lower tiers. At the lower tiers, not everyone, but a lot of people have the same idea of just go and kill. Here, it's important to do damage, absolutely. any battle in World of Tanks, it's important to do as much damage as you can. But it's also important to make sure you stay alive for when you're needed. And here I'm just
That one didn't go through.
not having an easy time with it. And you're going to see what I mean here. In the whole important to be alive thing. In a couple of minutes, I think. I think I spend a little bit more time trying to put an effective sniper fire. Or, yeah, I think here I see the Leopard 1 just got nuked, which caused me to hesitate a little bit. The RU-251 is out there. And while he is a tier 8, he's a tier 8 light tank, and he's pretty much on par with me. So I'm going to try and sneak away into the back of the enemy base. Artillery like is back there, so I'm thinking if I can get the Conqueror gun carriage, that might help the rest of the team out, because it's only 3 to 5 right now. We've only lost 5 tanks. We could still pull this back. Oh, we lost another tank. Oh, they lost a tank. That's good. Bring the odds back in our favor. I'm going through here. And oh, we just lost a couple more tanks. That's not good. Yeah. And there's their Leopard prototype. All the way back here. And he's already damaged. That's good. Because we're both running the same gun. Neither of us have enough armor to stop the other's gun. So it's a health point fight. And being that he was already on low health and I managed to get the first shot in, I'm gonna win. That's just how it is, as long as I don't goof any shots. And I haven't. And then the RU-251 and the bat chat come out.
Target unlocked.
He's killed. But now we're the only tanks left in our team. And we are heavily outnumbered. They have 8 tanks left? 9 tanks? 8, 9? What is it? They've lost 6. 9 tanks. They have 9 tanks left. But the 3 of us managed to win the game simply by being alive in the right place at the right time. Very important. Alright. So, switching back into my regular sort of idea of how to be effective on the team. Being alive is good. Being alive at the right time is better. Being alive at the right time and place is great. Absolutely fantastic. Being alive at the right time and place with a gun and machine to handle the situation is just the best. That's when you have those really awesome games that you want to tell all your friends about. And it's games like those that resulted in me making this channel in the first place. If you go and look at my really early videos, there's no commentary because I was just recording the replay so I could show my brother. Because I was away from home at the time and I wanted him to see the game. So I was like, okay, here we go. And then after a while I started just doing it for fun. And now I'm even doing these terrible commentaries. So, yeah. This game, back on steps, back in the Matilda. This time it's an encounter battle. And that's pretty much all that's changed here, because it's still a tier 5 game, and I'm still in tier 4 Matilda. It's still very slow, and I'm going to speed it up just a wee bit, because I don't do a whole lot for the first few minutes. That Electo, I don't know if he thought he was just the cat's meow, or if he had some sort of plan, but he goes running way off ahead. And I can't help him at all. Then he dies. So now, a 20, dead. No, it's not in slow motion, that tank is just that slow. Alright, so, 1 round of ammo spent so far. This is definitely a wicked awesome game. Don't worry, it gets better. It gets better. I even have the results for this one. So you'll get to see those as well if you're so interested. There's the grill, tier 5 German artillery. Here I'm just holding down the mouse. Firing as fast as I reload. He's finally noticed me, started to turn, and he's dead. That's what this gun does. It just... that took less than 10 seconds. to fire 5 shots at him and kill him. If I'd been firing something like a 75mm gun with something like a 5 or 6 second reload that does 100 and some damage per hit, it would have taken me a little bit longer to kill him. Possibly much longer depending on the reload of the gun. So that DPM, it's delicious. Delicious, delicious, delicious. So here we have the remainder of the enemy forces are all condensed, concentrated on the cap, and they are beating the turd out of the tanks we have left over there. Mad props to the Churchill one on our team over here, that guy over there. Mad props to him. He ended up doing the most damage in the game for our team. I didn't really pay attention to the enemy team. We can take a look at that. And managed to keep these guys from capturing the base long enough for me to haul my terribly slow ass over there and do something about it. Now I'm not heading directly at the cap or those tanks because I want to make sure I can use the available surroundings to my advantage, and I want to make sure I can get that Su-85B. I don't want to get flanked. Very much do not want to get flanked. The armor on this thing is good. You'll notice the sides are rather flat. So I still have artillery cover, and being the only one left on our team, I know they're watching me. So I know I've got support, and there's still 5 of them left. Set some base cap, do a bit more damage since he's not paying attention. Awesome, awesome. We're going to push forward a little bit. There's their Churchill. Reposition the gun. He's dealt with. There's an Su-85B that I did no damage to. There's the KV-1S, the new Tier 5 KV-1S, not the KV-85, which is still broken, in my opinion. And trying to put in a bit more damage than the Panzer III-4 there. Then the Su-85 comes forward to die. And now the KV-1S is moving up. I don't know why he didn't just come around. He's up there. Track him. He can't shoot at me, and I can just hold the trigger down. And artillery comes to the rescue yet again. And now I'm not afraid of this guy anymore. Finish him off. Move into cap. Because Matilda's very slow. I don't know where their Matilda is. I don't want to go hunting for him. I'm going to bring him to me. So I think he's somewhere behind me. So I'm watching there. Not entirely sure why, but I was. Bit of smack talk going down in chat over there. Not sure why. The artillery, I don't think, were overly useful. In fact, I think one of them damn near hits me here when the Matilda shows up. So
One of our tracks is damaged.
we should both be using the same gun. Here, I just auto aim so that I can just not worry about it.
That one bounced. We didn't even scratch them. We didn't penetrate their armor. Ready to fire.
Now I'm bouncing a little bit.
We didn't even
Put another shot through. Finish him off, and right there, artillery shell. If you want to drive artillery, it's fine. They're an important part of the game. It's just knowing when to shoot, right? When you have a tank, a friendly tank, up close and personal with an enemy tank, and they're winning, and they're face to face, and they're well within your aiming circle and your splash radius, do not fire. Don't. It's a waste of time and effort. And all you're going to do is piss people off. With that said, let's look at the results. That is 6 kills. Should be pretty impressive. Alright. So I know it looks very similar. But this is in fact for this recent game, not the one I showed at the beginning of the video. So Master Badge First Class, whereas before it was Second Class. I think that's Duelist. And Fire for Effect. Yet again, I get a lot of those since they were introduced. And regular Top Gun. And you can see I did damage. Everything died by my hand except for that KV-1S that I did shoot at. And again, there, Churchill 1, 1091 damage done. Fantastic work by the Churchill 1. Really appreciate it. If he hadn't been there holding them up, I wouldn't have gotten the chance to do anything. And yes, he did do the most damage in the game. The enemy team had a lot of, well, let's just say killing that artillery didn't really help anybody. 33 shots fired, 27 hit, 21 penetrated. So 12 were ineffective. I'd consider that not too bad. I missed 6 shots out of 33. I'd rather not miss that many, but I think a lot of those were... Did I fire on the move a lot? I'm not sure where those were from, but it was only 6 shots out of 33. Damage blocked by armor, 220. So there the armor was being effective to some degree. And you can see it over here, 75, 70, and 55 on the hull. So getting someone behind you isn't very good. But the turret is 75 all around. The turret is fantastic. So I have 2 more games to show you. The next one is right here. So unlike the rest of the games that I've put in the video so far, here I'm platooned up with my brother. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Rocker Dude. 12 in the SU-100Y. And we're here on Arctic. Well, the replay says it's the Mannerheim line. I don't know about that. I'm not a major historical buff. I'm not a historical buff. Not even a major. I'm not a minor historical buff. Yeah, so I'm here in the VK3601H, which I didn't actually go through while I was driving up the Tiger line. I skipped over this tank. I went through the VK3001T to the Tiger Porsche, from the Tiger Porsche to the Tiger. So I only ever drove this after getting to know how to use the Tiger and whatnot. I've come to really like this machine. I think it's absolutely fantastic with the 75mm Conish gun, or whatever they're calling it now. So, meeting an SU-100, bounces a shot off me, right there. No idea what kind of gun he's got on that, in order to bounce that, but I managed to get 2 shots into him. Notice he's crawling up this way, so I figured he probably doesn't have the gun looking at me, and he doesn't, so, delicious, delicious Soviet tank destroyer. That looks like a pretty big gun on there. Kill him. Falls down. Put a shot to the Fury. Finish the Fury. There's another Fury. Finish the other Fury. Taken no damage so far. 3 kills. Very quickly into the game. No damage taken to me. Now you'll notice I don't have any consumables on the tank. That's because I'm not grinding it. That's my opinion on the matters. I'm not grinding it. I play it for fun. I'm not being serious with it. This game managed to convince me otherwise, and you're about to find out why. Yep. Big old hit from an M41 artillery sets me on fire. You can see the damage rolling in on the side there. Ammo racks damage, which means my reload sucks. And at least none of the crew were hurt. The engine's fine. You know, at least that. But made me not interested in being on the front lines here. My brother, meanwhile, has picked up a kill. I can't remember with what or against what, but he's got that. And now I see the artillery, FV304, the Magic Shoe, or Bert, or whatever you want to call it, is being chased down by a Chaffee. Chaffee who is, I'm going to say, maybe not that good at driving the Chaffee, because he's done no damage to the artillery. He has 2 kills. I don't know what for. Not a clue. And here, again, still no damage done to the artillery. He's not doing anything to me.
Penetration.
I thought the Chaffee was a really good tank, but it was nerfed recently, so that could be part of it.
Gotcha.
And now he's dead. That's 4 kills for me. I like that. I want some more of this. Well, there's only 3 tanks left. 2 of them are artillery. We know where they're all going to be, so heading back around this way. And yeah, after taking that artillery shot there, after this battle I went and I bought and equipped fire extinguisher, med kit, and repair kit to my VK. Not going to let that happen again. Well, I can't stop it catching fire, but I can definitely stop the massive amount of bleed damage that occurs from it. So, my brother's still sitting on just 1 kill at the moment. 3 tanks left. Taking a pot shot over there, not expecting it to hit, and it didn't. And now I'm just trying to catch up with my brother, push him along so that he can get some kills. Because we're both very aware of the fact that we're both still alive. We're both very dangerous. And it's the final rush to get kills. Everybody wants in on it. Even me. You know, I'm still trying to get that one lucky pot shot in. My brother's taking the time to aim the shots and he gets the results from it. He's on 2 kills now. And I'm at 4. That's 6 kills between the 2 of us so far. Now, both artillery are fired. We've got a minor bubble of safety. We're moving up. Bert the Avenger's going hunting. Leopard's going hunting. There's a birch gun. And I've become more interested in the M41. My brother takes out the birch gun. And still nothing into the artillery. I'm desperately waiting to reload to try and get in a shot. Damage him. And immediately afterwards, my brother kills him. So we're both sitting here, 4 kills each. That's 8 kills between us in the platoon. That's more than half the enemy team. And that's almost as many as they killed of us. So quite happy with that, and he was as well, and I can show you why. Well, maybe you just saw why, but I can show you a bit more detail on that. So we got Brothers in Arms for getting everyone in the platoon getting 3 kills and surviving. That gets you Brothers in Arms. I got Bruiser, which is something for causing critical damage. Another fire for effect. Second class mastery badge. And whatever this is, it's not duelist. I don't think. I can't remember. There's too many of these new little things. They're great, but there's too many of them. And there we are. Based on experience, I'm number 1, he's number 2. Based on kills, we're both number 1. Based on damage, he's number 1, I'm number 3. I think we both did quite well here. We can see here how he fared. He fired 8 shots, 6 hits, 6 penetrations, 1,554 damage. 417 of it from sniping levels with a Russian gun. That's impressive, in my books. He was hit twice. One of them bounced. Only 1 shot did damage to him. But he did get artilleried a lot. 3 hits received as results of splash damage. And he was able to block 115. So that sounds like 75 millimeter damage is what he was able to block, probably from a Fury. And he was able to cause 71 damage player's assistance, 71 spotting or track damage, stuff like that. As for me, I fired 17 shots, so more than double what he did. 6 hits, double what he did. 11 penetrations, not as well as he did. I managed to do 1,125 damage, none of it from accurate ranges, even though the gun is accurate enough. I took 4 hits, 2 of them bounced, 2 of them didn't. And I was artilleried once. Well, splashed once. Pretty sure that first artillery hit I took, 300 and, it did 300 and some damage. That wouldn't have been a full hit. So that would have counted as a non-penetrating hit. Wow. Damage blocked by armor, 500. So those 2 non-penetrations, I blocked 500 worth of damage. Okay, that's got to be including the artillery there then. It's got to. Damage caused with your assistance, 281, so that's quite a bit more than he did. But the 2 of us, yeah. 794 experience for me, so that's daily doubles, I think, for both of us. So we both walked away from that quite happy. And while he had every right to be very happy about this, I've got one last clip to show you. One last replay, and it is from him. It's one of his replays. He told me about it, and I asked him to send me the replay. He did. Again, he's got his own copy of this upcoming fight here on his channel, and I will be linking that in the video description. Alright, this is going to be a little bit weird for me, because I wasn't in this fight. I wasn't driving this. This is my brother, RockerDude12, driving his Object 704 that he loves so much on Cliff. And this is going to be kind of weird for me, because I don't really know what was going through his head. I did go and watch his video about this game before making this, so I have a better idea than I would normally of what was going on in his head. But I'm going to be looking at this from my perspective. So that's all I can do. I can't look at it through some magic lens of truth and know exactly what was going on with everyone everywhere. But what I can tell you is there's a lot of tanks going down the one line. And we have a T-21, an STA-1, an Indian Panzer, a low, the LTTB, and my brother up here on the hill. And he gets distracted. Shiny object syndrome. That's enough of that. Best get back on the road. So the team's made a kill already. An ISU took out an M445, and a Aufklärungspanzer Panzer is just taking out a T-264. He just got spotted. He does have 6th sense on here, so he knows he got spotted. He thinks it's somebody this way. So he parks it here, starts looking around. That light tank isn't too interested in driving in front of a BL-10. Or at least he won't be anymore. 635 damage. That's a low roll for this machine. Very low roll. It's a painful, painful machine. So, taking care of that. Let's see what else is over here, shall we? Now, he does sort of suffer from tunnel vision here, because nobody's gone around the far side of the map. He's sitting here looking at, delicious tanks. There's a T-43
Enemy armor is hit.
that just
Target acquired.
regretted
Unlocked.
dropping around that corner. He's waiting to reload and hoping to get another shot in there without noticing. And now he has more tanks, and he's been spotted by these tanks. So he's spinning it around, takes a quick shot at the WZ, does a nice hit into him, bounces a shot from the T-34 with that troll Russian armor. And now he's getting into cover from the T-34 to take shots at WZ, which just took a massive shot up the ass. And there's not a whole lot of them paying attention to this. He got lucky there that M103 had shots on his rear end and missed.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
There's his first kill. WZ-111.
Armor tracks is damaged.
And got lucky again. Pershing shoots him, only does track damage. Now he's looking for another shot. And
Penetration.
706 damage. Slightly low roll, but still a healthy chunk of the Super Pershing's health. He still hasn't taken any damage yet. Massive firefight, no actual health loss. Lucky little bugger. And to get games like these...
Enemy armor is hit.
Oh, he just put a massive shot into the T-34 there. just about bounced that shot. Not quite. But yeah, in order to get a game where you can just rack up tons and tons of damage and just have a balls to the walls game like this, you do need to get lucky. A lot of the time, there is a bit of luck involved. Your team needs to be bad. Their team needs to be worse, if not as bad. So, finished off the T-34. Used his repair kit to fix up his tracks. Now he's trying to deal with this Pershing. He notices the M103 over here. So, take a quick shot at him. Nuclear orbit, 814, nice high roll to finish him off. Now there's just the Pershing over here. Gets a little hung up on the building here. Fortunately, bounces that friendly shot. I don't know who that was, but it was definitely friendly. And bounced off. Pershing shot.
We've lost a track.
Track damage. And he has taken some damaging hits, but not a whole lot from the Pershing. And now he's sitting attract without a repair kit. It's another hit. He's down to 10 health. And the Low's trying to help him out with that Pershing. Low kills the Pershing, bounces shot from the Super Pershing. But the shot into the Super Pershing only eats his tracks. But the Super Pershing's all that's left now. And the Low just puts a massive shot into the Super Pershing. My brother's reloaded. Now that he's got a shell in the breech, he's got his man pants on and he's ready to go do this. So, doesn't want to just run up and die, but the thrill is there. Takes the shot. Pershing, Super Pershing also takes a shot. The Pershing misses. My brother didn't. Though they both had every right to miss. And that's the last kill. So 4 kills in. And yeah, he said this was absolutely fantastic. He has his own video on this that I will link. But I also want to show you the after battle results. So just hold on. Okay, so yes, he did upload the game to whatreplays.com. So if you want to go in and take a look at it yourself, maybe you have a free camera mod or whatever that lets you look around, you can do that. But this is how he did. So ace tanker, high caliber, steel wall, I don't think that'll surprise anyone, Spartan, bruiser, duelist, shellproof, fighter, and fire for effect. He damaged the Super Pershing, Walker Bulldog, T-34, M103, T-43, and the WZ-111 Model 1-4. Okay, how did he actually do? Well, he's top of the list in experience, top of the list in damage, top of the list in kills. He fired 12 shots, all 12 hit, 1 bounced, and that was against the gun mantlet of the T-34. Was it the gun mantlet, or did he just hit at a bad angle and bounce off a cheek? Something like that. That was at the front of the T-34. He did 6,054 damage, which he was very happy about. I think this is his highest damaged game ever. But I could be wrong about that. If you want to find out for sure, you can go and ask him on his channel. He should be able to figure that out for you. He took 18 hits. 11 of them did damage, but as we saw in the replay, that's not quite right. 6 shots did damage. The other 5 just were eaten by tracks. So, 7 shots that were bounced. Okay. Eat by tracks or spaced armor, because the spaced armor does play a good role in this. Damage blocked by armor, 2,560. Which is a lot for a tank with only 1,600 health. This wouldn't be so impressive if he was driving an E100 or a mouse, something with lots of health. But he wasn't. He was driving a glass cannon, a very weak tank destroyer with a big gun, and he did really well with it. The angling and the whole Russian bias, however you want to look at it, it worked for it. He damaged 6 vehicles, destroyed 4 of those 6, and even got some track bonus, 596 track damage. He drove less than a kilometer to do all this, because Once he got up into that little village there on top of the hill, he didn't really go anywhere. And without a premium account, he made 11,000 credits. With a premium account, though, look at that. He would have made 34,000 credits at tier 9. That's the value in the premium account right there. You don't get to make tank companies with a premium account anymore. That's open to everybody. You don't get to make 3-man platoons. That's open to everybody. But you still get that massive increase in cash. Because while the initial bonus is only an extra 50%, the cost to run the vehicle doesn't go up because you're making more money, whereas fines do. So while it only went up 50%, he was able to make, or he would have been able to make 3 times as much with a premium account. And then there's the experience. He got 1,400. No bonuses, 1,400 experience for that game. That is fantastic. I wish I had more games like this. And it was his daily double, so he took home 2,820 experience. But again, with a premium account, that would have been 2,115 experience before the double. 4,230. That would have just been fantastic. And he's still grinding this. He's working his way to, I think, what is the 268? I think that's the next one after this. And this helps. When I talked to him about this, he mentioned it, and he even mentions it in his video, which again will be linked in the video description. That this was the only game he played that day. He jumped into World of Tanks, jumped into its object, had this game, and said, "I'm not going to get that lucky twice," and quit. He was okay. I'm done for the day. Absolutely fantastic. I recommend you go watch his video. He doesn't put up as many videos as I do, and his commentary style is a little bit different. But if you want to get his thoughts on how this went down and find out what he was thinking while this was going down, you can go watch that video. Again, linked in the description. Thanks for watching. This is my 100th video extravaganza. Coming sometime next week will be video 101. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that, because I used up a lot of replays for this one. If there's something you want to see, let me know in the comments. Until next time, have a good one.